Hey YouTube, it's Jason here with another review, and this is Rise and Fall of WCW. This is one of my favorite DVDs. I do have the insert, so I'll be able to go over the stuff on it. And it came with this WWE Classics on Demand slip. It says the Monday Night War is back on. And I took notes, sorta, on the documentary, and if there wasn't something that was self-explanatory, I sorta told about it. I'm just gonna leave that out. I can't even get it back in with one hand. But let's take a look at the cover. Rise and Fall of WCW. We got Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair, Sting, Goldberg, Eric Bischoff, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan. Nobody on the side, just the like right there, but nobody. Oh yeah, Hogan and Ric Flair on the back. I like how it's got like these little details. I don't know really what I would call that. Just it looks pretty cool to me. How the stuff is exploding. But the Rise and Fall of WCW examines the storied history of World Championship Wrestling from its beginning and territory system through Ted Turner's acquisition and the savage battles with WWE for sports entertainment domination in the 1990s. On this 3-disc set, you will hear from the people behind the scenes and in the ring who witnessed and created the history of the promotion, exclusive interviews from Jim and David Crockett, Goldberg, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, and many more give us an inside view of the organization and the highlights and lowlights of its 3-decade existence, including the first Starrcade, Black Saturday, the emergence of the New World Order, the management turmoil, the ascension of Sting and Goldberg, the final night of his existence, and so much more, packed with extras, including more than 20 complete matches. The Rise and Fall of WCW is a must-own collectible for all sports entertainment fans. And there's Goldberg when you open it up, Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, Hogan with the NWO belt, or just a World Heavyweight belt with the NWO spray paint, Sting, and looks like Bret Hart's leg, the Outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, and here's the discs. But barely hard to notice it, but at the top, it says, Disc 1, a World Wrestling Entertainment production, The Rise and Fall of WCW. Same thing, except for at the top, Disc 2, Disc 3. So, let's get started with the documentary. Jim Crockett Promotions, just talking about it when it was Jim Crockett Promotions. Georgia Championship Wrestling. Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Pretty self-explanatory. They're just talking about it when it was that Black Saturday when Vince McMahon bought Georgia Championship Wrestling. And then the expansion when Vince sold it back to Ted Turner and made more money. He sold it and they bought it back, and it pretty much paid for WrestleMania, is what they were saying. And next, Crockett sells. Oh, he doesn't sell it to Ted Turner. He sells it back. Vince sells it back. Then Crockett sold it to Ted Turner. And yeah. Then greatest talent in the world. It's just pretty much talking about their talents and like Sting and stuff like that. New management. Jim Herd comes to WCW, and This is pretty much the bad stages of WCW right now. Bill Watts era, when Bill Watts was in charge, and Bill Shaw hires Eric Bischoff, and that's when it starts to pick up. And WCW was always good company, but this made it a lot better that Eric Bischoff worked for them. Hulk Hogan arrives. Self-explanatory. Hulk Hogan comes to WCW. Nitro debuts, talks about Nitro's first episode, and talking about Eric Bischoff. This is mostly stuff, or not mostly, but anything from Eric Bischoff is for the from the Monday Night War DVD. I'm pretty sure, because I don't think there was anything else of him talking besides from the Monday Night War DVD. Then Nitro debuts, and he's talking about how it's going to be live, like 3 minutes before Raw comes on, so they can say their results and stuff like that. Then when NWO, the next part was talks about NWO, the Cruiserweights, Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit. Doesn't talk about him really, but Dean Malenko, Psychosis. Can't think of really any other ones. Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho. I think I already said those. Goldberg, when he came in and had the big long streak. WCW ratings champ, when they were winning the ratings war for like a year in a row, I think it was. Celebrities, when they bring in a bunch of celebrities like Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman, Jay Leno, Goldberg versus Hogan. I think this was the match at the Georgia Dome where Goldberg won. And when he wins the belt after his big long streak, mistakes begin. This is when they start screwing up. And at Halloween Havoc 1998, the show was about over, but they didn't do it fast enough. So at the end of the match, it was about to end, and it got cut off, and they had to give back a lot, like a couple $1 million, I think it was. And then next, Vince Russo, he takes in charge and talks about the trash that Vince Russo did, bringing in David Arquette and giving him the world title, and just the stuff that he did, the corporate merger when AOL and TBS merged together, and pretty much just AOL didn't like wrestling or WCW, so they just canceled it. Then Vince McMahon buys WCW, and it shows like Shane McMahon in the last episode, and he's like, I now own my own competition. And then Legacy of WCW just talks about what they did and what people will remember about it and stuff. Oh crap, I forgot about the special features. I don't really I'll try to remember all this stuff. I don't really remember what Lost in Cleveland was. Bill Watts defends himself, and it's pretty much talking about he was being rough and stuff because he wanted to and he was in charge, and I don't know. Spam Man, I don't remember what that is. The origin of Goldberg. Bischoff gives away Raw results. I don't remember most of the extras because I forgot to write them down, what they were. And then this too starts the matches. NWA World Heavyweight Championship match. $1,000 challenge match. June 15, 1985. Ric Flair versus Magnum TA. The main event, April 3rd, 1988, Sting, Lex Luger, and Barry Windham versus Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard with J.J. Dillon. Great American Bash, I think this was the first one, July 10, 1988, United States Championship match, Dusty Rhodes versus Barry Windham. Chi-Town Rumble, February 20, 1989. NWA World Heavyweight Championship match. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Ric Flair. Wrestle War, February 25th, 1990. The Rock and Roll Express versus the Midnight Express. Great American Bash, July 7, 1990. NWA United States Tag Team Championships. I never knew there was such a thing. I didn't remember that. The Midnight Express versus the Southern Boys. Super Brawl, May 17, 1991. World Tag Team Championship match. The Steiner Brothers versus Sting and Lex Luger. Great American Bash, July 12, 1992. WCW World Heavyweight Championship match. Sting versus Big Bang Vader. Spring Stampede, April 17, 1994. Rick Rude versus Sting for the WCW International World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know what that was either. I don't remember that. Bash at the Beach, July 17, 1994. World Heavyweight Championship match. WCW World Heavyweight Championship match. Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan, and I think that was his first match that he had on WCW. Disc 3. I like this disc better. Nitro, April 26, 1996. World Heavyweight Championship, WCW World Heavyweight Championship match. Ric Flair versus the Giant. Clash of the Champions, 33. August 15, 1996. WCW World Cruiserweight Championship match. Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Dean Malenko. Fall Brawl, September 15, 1996. WCW War Games. Team WCW, Sting, Lex Luger, Ric Flair, and Arn Anderson versus Team NWO. Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and a mystery partner. Sold Out, 1997, July 25th, 1997. Ladder match for the United States Championship. 6, also known as X-Pac, versus Eddie Guerrero. Uncensored, March 16, 1997. No disqualification match for the United States Championship. Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko. Super Brawl 8, February 22nd, 1998. Mask versus WCW Cruiserweight Championship belt match. I think it was that. It was for that. But, yeah, Juventud Guerrera ended up getting unmasked. Then another match from that night. WCW Super Brawl 8. WCW Unified World Tag Team Championship match. I don't know which was unified. WCW Tag Team Championships and what. I don't remember if there was 2 or what. But Steiner Brothers versus the Outsiders. Bash at the Beach, July 12, 1998. Diamond Dallas Page and Karl Malone versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan and Dennis Rodman. Halloween Havoc, October 25th, 1998. And this is the one where it cut off in the middle of the match. And that's where on the documentary where it said things start getting bad or whatever. Mistakes begin, that's what it was. Then the last match was WCW Nitro, August 7, 2000. World Heavyweight Championship match, Booker T versus Lance Storm. And yeah, overall it was a awesome documentary, but I like the rise and fall of ECW one better. But yeah, overall I'll give this DVD a 9 out of 10. The matches aren't the best, but they are fun, I guess. They sort of bored me a little bit because I just normally like to watch documentaries, but I wanted to review this since I'd watched the documentary like 9,000 times. But yeah, that's my review for Rise and Fall of WCW. I still got that to review, and that's about it. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Bye.